few years ago, a member of Taxome gave his 3 teenage sons their first paycheck from the business owner. Not as a gift, but as a legal employee of his business. That one decision saved him over $12,000 in taxes that year, and it wasn't even that hard to do. But here's the crazy part. Most business owners don't even know that they can do this. And worst, some who try to do it, end up doing it completely wrong and triggering audits. So what I'm going to do today is break down the real story of how to legally hire your kids and turn your business into the ultimate family wealth engine. So the first question that always pops up, and it always comes to mind, is, can you really hire your kids in your business? And the answer is yes. And it's not just legal, it's smart, but it needs to be done right. And you might hear from TikTok videos and all over social media that make this sound all great, but they leave out missing parts to ensure that you can defend it. We're going to dig into that. So you might hear a TikTok that says, yeah, just pay your kids $15,000 a year. They pay no taxes on it. Perfect. Move on forward. And while that may be possible, the actual ability of doing it takes a little bit more effort than that. Now, it's not hard, it's not that crazy, and it's gonna be super beneficial, but we just need to make sure we're doing things correctly, and that's exactly what we're gonna dive into today. So the second question that pops up is, why even do this? Why even spend the time and the effort to do this? 2 different reasons: tax purposes and a teaching aspect. So let's go through tax purposes. In this concept, your business gets a tax deduction, reducing your taxable income, and your kids potentially receive income tax-free. They don't pay taxes on that income that they receive. And also often, I always talk about this concept of maximizing deductions, or after-tax versus pre-tax spending. And how do we move after-tax spending, money that we spend after it's been taxed, into pre-tax spending that we do prior to those funds being taxed. And this is a great example of that. You know, we're going to support our kids no matter what. We're going to pay for them to go to amusement parks with friends, or we're going to pay for their basketball camps, their baseball camps, their volleyball camps, whatever it might be. We're always going to be supporting our kids in various different extra curriculars, but typically that comes from after-tax funds. You know, we make money in our business, we pay taxes on it, and then we go fund that basketball camp, that volleyball camp, whatever it might be. But this is a great example of how we can turn after-tax spending into pre-tax spending. Find something that our kids can do legally inside our business, pay them for that work, and then they can take those funds that we paid them, pre-tax funds, and they pay no income taxes on it potentially, and then they go pay for that basketball camp. So that's the beauty behind it from a tax perspective. And then the other perspective is a teaching perspective. And I love this aspect, and it's so powerful. I've heard so many stories about how this concept has worked in families, but you're teaching kids real skills and this work ethic and learning that they need to work for a living. They're learning this ability of, I do work and I get paid, and how that process works. And you can start that at such a young age. Not only that, so many people have businesses that they eventually likely will pass down to their kids at some point in time. What better way to get your kid intertwined into your business at an early stage, and they can understand it. They might say, I want nothing to do with that business, or they might dive full in and be like, I want everything to do with this business. This is a great opportunity to just test the waters. And, you know, it's not a full-time employee, it's not working full-time hours, but it's starting to get them into that routine. All right, so let's talk about IRS guidelines of this and why this is so important and what the IRS says about it. And if you have someone that says, this is gray area, don't do this, there is specifically in the IRS code, the IRS specifically talks about this and the benefits. I'm going to read you from the IRS website that they talk about hiring the kids. They say, payments for the services of a child under the age 18 who works for his or her parent in a trade or business are not subject to Social Security and Medicare taxes if the trade or business is a sole proprietorship or a partnership in which each partner is a parent of the child. The IRS specifically talks about paying your kids under the age of 18 in your business, and also gives us an added tax benefit that we normally wouldn't have for a typical employee. So this is black and white in the tax code. Now, we still need to do things correctly, but paying your kids is not some out there outlandish thing. This is real strategy. Again, we just gotta make sure we do it correctly. So essentially, if you pay a child under the age of 18 via a Schedule C or a single member LLC, you have no Social Security or Medicare, aka FICA withholding that you need to do. And if your child's total income for the year is under the standard deduction for the year, whatever that might be, they pay no income taxes on that. And so example, I think the standard deduction this year is right around $15,000. So if your child, hypothetically, was under the age of 18 and you paid them out of a Schedule C, single member LLC business, sole proprietorship business, you paid them $15,000 as an example, you wouldn't have to withhold for FICA taxes, Social Security and Medicare, and they would pay no income taxes on that as long as their total income was under that standard deduction, that $15,000. And so a true business deduction, and kids pay no income taxes. Now we're going to run through some real numbers later and some tricks and things we need to do this correctly. So I'm not saying pay your kids $15,000 and max it out. I'm just showing you for an example of how that works. Now, one thing that you'll notice is that we said single member LLC, not S corporation. So if you're an S corporation owner, we'll talk later about some options that you have as an S corp owner, but essentially in order to avoid FICA taxes, that Social Security Medicare tax, they'd have to be paid out of a single member LLC. If you're as an S corporation, we'd have to do some type of workaround for that. Now, quick break. You know, earlier when I mentioned that one small strategy saved a member over $12,000 in taxes, well, we actually pulled together a whole starter kit of these kinds of strategies. It's totally free, and it includes our master list of tax deductions. It includes real case studies from clients who've saved $5,000 to $25,000 or more. And it also includes a bonus discovery call to help you do the exact same. You can grab it right now at taxsavingspodcast.com/starter kit. Again, one more time, that's taxsavingspodcast.com/starter kit. All right, so let's go back into this. And I want to talk about the proper setup. In order for this whole concept of hiring our kids to be legal and stand up against the IRS, it's got to be done correctly. You cannot just pay your kids a set amount out of your business without any backup. And I hear so many people that do this so often where they just say, oh, $15,000 to each kid, 7 years old, I don't care, $15,000 each kid, and they just go along with that. We cannot do that. We need to make sure we have backup. We have to be doing real things, and we're going to talk about what some of those requirements are. Now, first one is must be age 7 or older. Now, we have clients, we have members in TaxSalem that hire under the age of 7, but 7 is something that's been proven and accepted in tax court. So if they're under the age of 7, it's likely to be a much lower amount, and we need to have really good background on what that is. Typically, that's going to be like a modeling or something like that. They're showing up on billboards for your business, or they're showing up in commercials that you're doing, and we're paying them $500, $600. There's something commemorate to what they're doing, but we can't pay a 4-year-old a whole ton. There's not that much a 4-year-old can do in our business, right? Depending on your business. So typically we say, when does this really start to come into play? Typically once you're hitting that 7 years or older. Number 2, you must pay a reasonable wage for the type of work that they're doing in the business. So reasonable wage for the type of work that they're doing based on their experience, based on the type of work they're doing. So we can't, if we're going to pay someone to cut our lawn, we're going to pay them $60 an hour. We're probably not paying our child $60 an hour because 1, they're not a professional. 2, they're much younger than that. So we want to factor in kind of based on their experience, where they're at, the type of skill set that they have. What is a reasonable rate for that? We must pay them a reasonable wage for the type of work they're doing. Third piece, we want to track the time to record the actual work that they're doing to support the deduction. So track in what days are they working, how many hours are they putting in, what tasks are they doing, do we have support to back up the actual work that they're doing. Next, we're going to pay that amount to that child in an account in their name. So we have to make the payment from the business to an account in our child's name. Now that can be a Roth IRA, that can be an account, the custodial account that we have control over till they hit a certain age, but it's got to be to an account in their name. We can't just write ourselves a paycheck and say, oh yeah, that's for Johnny or that's for Mary's work they're doing. It has to be an account in the child's name. Next, we need to prepare a W-2 at year end. Now that W-2 is going to have a lot of zeros in it, likely, because especially if we're paying them out of single member LLC, and if they're under the standard deduction, there's going to be no Social Security taxes, no Medicare taxes, no federal withholding. So it's just going to have an item in box 1. And depending on what state you're at, there might be some state withholding. Now the standard deduction for the federal, $15,000. For the state, it might be different. So there might be some state withholding that has to be factored in. But the federal side, that W-2 is going to be a lot of zero numbers. And then finally, just have required documentation. Have a job description or employment agreement, a sheet that's tracking what tasks they're doing, how many hours they're spending, the dates of that, something that you can use to prove that you made a payment to the account in their name, and then obviously the W-2. And in TaxSalem, we have a full implementation module that has all these documents, samples that help you ensure that if you're implementing the strategy, which I think everybody with kids should implement this to some extent, but if you're implementing the strategy, we have a bunch of templates, downloads, things to make sure you're dotting your I's, crossing your T's, and doing things right. We have that directly within our implementation module for this strategy within TaxSalem. So let's go through some real numbers. Let's say that you're an attorney and you have a 9-year-old and a 15-year-old. And let's say that your 9-year-old was going to do some mail management for you, and your 15-year-old was going to do some social media management. So that 9-year-old doing mail management, maybe they're stuffing envelopes, they're checking, grabbing things in, they're scanning things that are coming in. But let's say they're doing some mail management, and let's say you're paying them $12 an hour, and they're working 6 hours a week. That's roughly $3,700 for the year. Let's say your 15-year-old's doing social media management. You're paying them $20 an hour, and they're working about 8 hours per week. That's $8,300 per year. So this is a real legit thing, a real strategy, a real case study that we've seen somebody use. Again, we're not necessarily maxing out to $15,000 out there doing the work, and they're paying them a reasonable rate to make that happen. Let's not avoid it, but we don't have to, we're not automatically $15,000 up to the max for every child, because we need the proof to help back that up. So in this example, 9-year-old paying them about $3,700 a year. The 15-year-old are paying them about $8,300 a year. If you were in the 37% tax bracket, you're going to see $4,500 in tax savings simply from this. Now, these are super conservative numbers. We can go much higher than this, again, depending on the rate that's reasonable in your area based on the work they're doing and how many hours that they're putting it in. But the big thing is we need to set it up correctly. We need to make sure we have that documentation on file. Okay, so let's go through some bonus benefits, because this is the after-tax versus pre-tax spending, the business deduction, not taxable to them. Obviously, that's a great benefit, but there's even more that I like to talk about when we talk about hiring our kids. And the first one is this concept of funding a Roth IRA. Now, in order to fund a Roth IRA, you need earned income. And now that you're paying your kids W-2 wages, they have earned income. Now, the problem with a Roth IRA is that you don't get a tax deduction going in, but it grows tax-free and has withdrawals tax-free in retirement. The problem with a traditional account is you get a tax deduction going in, grows tax deferred, and you get taxed when you pulled out. Well, the problem with the Roth is you don't get a tax deduction when you go in. But if your kids under the standard deduction, they don't need the tax deduction. So that can be super powerful to take that earned income that you're now paying them, put it into a Roth IRA, and let that thing grow. Now, the beauty around a Roth too is that you can access principal amounts prior to retirement, no questions asked, no tax, no penalty. So let's run through some quick numbers. Let's say that you funded a Roth IRA with payments that you were paying to your child. You funded $5,000 for 5 years straight. So a total of $25,000 and no more. At the age of 65, with an 8% return, that would be worth over $1 million. Think of the power behind that. Now, let's say that same child, you put $25,000 in there. Let's say they get to college and they need some funds now. Obviously, we'd say try to fund that outside of it. Let that thing grow tax-free and tax-free withdrawals in retirement. But let's say they really hit a time crunch. We don't have funds otherwise. We need to pull money out. That $25,000 principal that you put into that Roth IRA, you can withdraw tax-free, no penalties, no questions asked. But again, I'd rather see that thing grow. You fund it for 5 years, $5,000, $25,000, potentially worth over $1 million, depending on the rate of return of that. Think of the power of that. Finally, let's talk about that S Corp. We talked about S Corp a little bit. If you operate as an S Corp, you are not considered a sole proprietorship or a partnership, so you would need to be withholding Social Security and Medicare taxes from the payments that you're paying your children. That's roughly 15%. So you pay your child $10,000, roughly 15% would need to be paid in FICA taxes, Social Security and Medicare. Now, this would all, of course, still be considered a business expense. It's just some additional tax that might not be necessary. So within TaxZone, we talk about a workaround and how do we get about this? Can we pull some of your business apart and move it into a Schedule C? And then can we pay your kids out of that Schedule C or that sole proprietorship? So let's say you had a consulting business that made a ton of money, but then you authored a book. You wrote a book and you're making some good money from the book, but nothing too crazy. Could we pull part of your business into a Schedule C business and hire your kids out of there where it is considered a sole proprietorship? Or do you have rental properties and can we pay your kids out of rental properties? A lot of different planning opportunities. We talk about them within TaxZone, but just know if you're paying them out of the S Corporation, you do have to withhold for FICA taxes. Also, hiring family members that are not your children. So think of things like grandkids, nieces, nephews, things like that. Another similar type of workaround that we talk about within TaxZone. Okay, so let's kind of wrap up what we talked about. This is a very real and a powerful strategy and a true after-tax versus pre-tax scenario that we love to talk about. And I think everybody with kids over the age of 17, under age 18 should be doing this. Now, if your kids are over the 18, we're looking at the strategy completely different. So just know that this is for kids between ages 7 and under the age of 18. But the key thing with the strategy is you gotta do it right. You need to pay them a reasonable wage based on the work they're doing and their experience. They must be doing actual work for you and you must be tracking that. You need to pay it to an account in the child's name. You need to send a W-2 at year end and just have required documents, a timesheet, basis for the rate that you're paying them. What are you basing that reasonable rate on? How are you finding that? Copy of that W-2, things like that. So If you take just one thing from today's topic, let it be this. Your business isn't just a source of income. It's a tool to build generational wealth. And hiring your kids isn't just about the tax break. It's about teaching them responsibility, money skills, and creating a true legacy. So go grab that IRS form, check with your tax professional, and start the process today, because in 10 years, you'll wish you started hiring your kids today. Now, if you found this helpful, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit that like button, and share it with a business owner who's sick of paying too much in tax. And if you want help from our team of tax professionals implementing this strategy, along with implementation modules, templates, downloads, everything else to make it easy, along with so many other different tax strategies, visit us at TaxElm, that's TaxElm.com, or click the link in the description for a free discovery call. We are helping people like you legally lower your tax bill every single day. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.